Shalom, shalom. All right, y'all. Looks like we are live at this moment. This is our first live. All right, so I guess we're gonna get started. We'll have people join, guest speakers join as we progress. Fam, we would just like to welcome everybody to our 2024 Tanzania Land Ownership Conference. We have some amazing people, and we just thank the Most High for these people who are brave enough to come on and tell their story, their testimony. I don't know what's going on with the connections, but just bear with us. This is our first time using StreamYard. So, what we want to talk about at the beginning is the complex, things that you kind of deal with when acquiring land in Tanzania. So, we're going to kind of give you an overview of some things that you should read about and look into. And we'll make sure we link all of this information below so that you guys can do your own research search far as the Tanzanian laws and requirements. So if you can do me a favor, fam, if you are in, can you just like put a one or thumbs up or something in the comments so that we can make sure the audio is good before we get started, just to make sure we don't do all this talking and then nobody can hear us. All right, I see some ones. Okay. All right, thumbs up. All right, awesome, awesome. Okay, so we have my wife, Sister Stephanie, the Tanzanian law expert, not expert, but she's gonna tell you where you can go to find these different land laws and land acts. So we have people who know the information firsthand. They know how it works, how to purchase land, and how to secure it, how to start a business. Pretty much everybody on this guest panel has an established business in Tanzania, in different parts of Tanzania. So you can learn a lot from these people. I definitely learned a lot from all of these people. And I'm gonna quote Brother Mack, and I know I'm not gonna take what you usually say, Brother Mack, but I have my degree in Tanzanian law, business. So I have a degree. All the things I've been through and money that me and my family have invested and spent, we deserve we deserve that piece of paper that they should give us. But so what I'm gonna have Sister Stephanie read is the first part of the complexities of owning land in Tanzania. So Sister Stephanie, you could unmute yourself and you can kind of read the first part of that.
Okay, yes, Grand Rising family. Um, I believe we wanted to start with a word of prayer, correct?
Oh, I'm so sorry, Pastor Betty. We're supposed to start with prayer. So if you are ready, or do you need a moment?
I'm as ready as the Most High has allowed me to be on this day.
Okay, so
Can't be
Sister
no
Stephanie,
ready
mute
than I
yourself.
am. Huh?
Okay, the floor is yours.
I appreciate that. First of all, I want to say peace and blessings to everybody that is on the panel. I give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahuwah through His Son Yahushua Hamashiach on this day for waking each and every one of us up with strength, with the strength and the mindset to follow what He has said. A lot of people say they follow what He has said, but they do it with their tongue and their mouth, and they do not do it with their heart. So I'm pleased to say, with the Ruach that's flowing through me this morning, I can feel that each and every last person that is on this panel today, that is Ruach is with us. Not no Holy Ghost and no spirits and none of that type of stuff. His Ruach is with us. And I'm going to do this prayer. I'm going to read a prayer because this prayer always have touched me every time I've read it. I don't want to say what man says. I want to see what the word says. And it is also called a prayer of Azariah from the Sefer. Listen closely to what I'm about to read. Closely. See, a lot of books of the Bible, we know why they took them out. It was meant to be a stumbling block unto the real people of Yahuwah. Because if we'd have had the original scripture that the Most High has given us, maybe we wouldn't have been in such a mess that we're in right now. Because we can truly say that our people are lost, asleep, tricked, bamboozled by not even knowing who they are. We don't even know how to love each other, how to care for each other, how to take care of each other. That's why no matter where we go on the continent, we are still at each other's throat. We still don't have a helping hand for each other like we should, because truly our people really don't have a love for each other. And it's scary because it's in this very same Hebrew Israelite community that we said we are part of. And you still don't see no real love coming from a whole lot of us. And I'm saying that by experiencing people that are on the continent that came from America, UK, wherever we come there, we still cannot get together. Because why? We don't really have a love for one another. We don't. So listen to this. It says, and they walked into the midst of the fire, passing Elohim and blessing Yahuwah. Then Azariah stood up and prayed in this manner. And Azariah, who it means Yah's help. That's what the name means in Hebrew, Yah's help. Then Azariah stood up and prayed in this manner, and opening his mouth in the midst of the fire, and said, Blessed are you, O Yahuwah Elohim of our fathers. Your name is worthy. Not the name Jesus Christ, the name Yahuwah. Your name is worthy. That's why we had to come up out of that fake name, because that name is Jesus Christ. That name is part of the Antichrist system. That's why we should not be using it, because he says your name is worthy to be praised and glorified forevermore. For you are righteous in all things that you have done to us. Yea, true are all your works, your ways are right, and all your judgments truth. 5, in all the things that you have brought upon us, Deuteronomy, all the things that was brought upon us and upon the holy city of your fathers, even Yasharim, you have exalted true judgment, for according to truth and judgment did you bring all these things upon us, because of our what sins, falling after all the other nations that he told you, do not do as the other nations do, but our fathers did. We have sinned and cause of our sins. We have sinned and committed iniquity, departing from you. In all things have we trespassed and not obeyed your commandments, nor kept them, neither done as you have commanded us, that it might go well with us. Wherefore, all that you have brought unto us, and everything that you have done to us, you have done in true judgment, and you did deliver us unto the hands of what? The Torahists. The Torahists meaning all the ones that did not believe in the Torah of Yahuwah. The Toralist enemies, most hateful, forsakers of Elohim, and to an unjust king, and the most wicked in all the world. And now we cannot open our mouth. We are become a shame and a reproach to your servants, and to them that worship you. Yet deliver us not up wholly for your name's sake, neither dismay your covenant, and cause not your mercy to depart from us. That's what we're praying for now. Listen, family, we have to pray that his mercy do not depart from us. We need his mercy and grace more than any time that we can ever remember, even back to our forefathers, our ancestors. We need him now because we know that every powerful nation that was on the earth, it lasted 250 years before it fell. Why did it fall? Because of all these desolation, abominations, and desolation. And America is 248 years old. And right now, we see that America is in a time of wickedness, desolation, making everything that is wrong right. We're living in a time right now where we can see. Because in 2008, when Barack Obama said it's okay for a man and woman to marry and adopt kids, don't you understand that we're living in an upside down world? If our family could really understand the whole, we're not Africans, we're descendants of Africans, but we are the true people of the book. If we could really understand that the enemy is totally working against Yahuwah every day that we wake up, we are in a time where we are battling true wickedness, evil, depravity. Look at the state of the world right now. The state of the world is in a very, very wicked time. So we are begging and praying for his mercy to help us. What we're doing here now on this panel, we're trying to build from the bottom. Family, this family on this panel today, we are building from a bottom. But by his grace and mercy, us hanging on to what we have and what we understand to be truth, the main thing that we have to do is be on that laws, statutes, and commandments. Follow them to the best of your ability. I know that we don't know what the real Sabbath day is because look, that old Catholic Church turned the Bible in the days and times upside down. They seem fit to change the names of the days and times. So we did not know what day that we should be doing the Sabbath. But what do? We hold on to Saturday because that's all we got right now. They're so wicked that they made the names of the months, the day, they made them out of their wicked, demonic, Satanist names. We're all messed up. But one thing I know for sure, family, us in this group that try to follow, to do the best of our ability to follow his laws, statutes, and commandments, I feel that he's gonna have mercy on us. He's gonna show us the same grace that he showed our fathers in ancient times. If we hold on, I know it may be hard, but we're trying. He's gonna bless us and grace with us with his mercy and grace because what we're trying. We're doing the best with what we have. We're trying to hold on to each other every single day. And family, with that being said, all praise and glory to the honor of the Most High, Yahuwah through his son, Yahushua HaMashiach. All esteem to Yahuwah. Hallelujah and hallelujah.
Okay, fam, if you just came in, again, welcome to the 2024 Tanzanian Land Ownership Free Conference. Okay, so we're not charging you anything for this information. These are real stories, real experience. It doesn't get any better than this panel of people right here. So, again, we want to start with just kind of giving you an overview of kind of the things we want to help you with and direct you. Because some of us, most of us, again, on this panel have established businesses in Tanzania. A lot of us on this panel have purchased land in Tanzania. We know how things work. We know how the enemy can come up against you when you're trying to do all those things. So you can unmute yourself and you can go ahead and give us the first part of the notes that we made for the complexities of owning land in Tanzania. And then Family, after that, we're just going to have each guest speaker tell you their experience, and they'll have 15 minutes to tell us their, I know that's not a lot of time, but for the sake of time and hearing everybody's story, we don't want to take up too much of your time, and we want to give them time to share their story. So 15 minutes for each panelist, and I'll kind of let you know when you have about 10 minutes. So, Sister Stephanie, I know you won't be long, and you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Yes. Shalom, family.
Okay, I think her connection is bad. Hey, Sister Stephanie, we can't hear you at all, and I got the
Maybe you
feedback
need
on
to
mine. I'm trying to see.
unmute her.
All right, so what we'll do, yeah, I think
You need to
I'm a um, and we'll let her try again in a second. Uh, okay, I think her device lost connection, so let me just tell her she might need to just change locations. Okay. All right, fam. So let me find our notes, and I think I'm gonna read what Sister Stephanie was gonna read. Um, y'all just Tanzania land ownership and the related laws are governed by the president. So it's important, two pieces of legislation. And I think I'm jumping ahead of myself because I'm supposed to read something else first. Let me go back to that. All right. Let me go back. Yeah, I knew I was reading the wrong thing. See? Here we go. Here we go. All right. So, all right. So again, I think I said this. We just gonna emphasize on this point again. Land ownership in Tanzania is extremely complex, and there's some gray areas that you need to make sure you understand. So, it's a couple ways that you can own land. We know that you in for at another angle, you can be an investor. All right. So what we want to discuss from on this panel today is land tenure system, the land registration, land use and planning, and land allocation, and also land disputes, just briefly, and then foreign land ownership. So, depending on how you set up your company in Tanzania, it'll be listed as a local company or a foreign company. Now, we're going to direct you to the website where you can go and read the Land Act of 1999. That was the last time or the first time they came was 1997. The last time was 1999. All right, so we'll give you the exact sections that you can go to review, and you can get with your lawyer. All right, when you find a reputable lawyer, over those land acts so you can understand what's going on. So Sister Stephanie just said she's back in, so let me let her in real quick. All right. All right, well, she said she was back in, but I don't see her just yet. uh, okay.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't know what's going on with the connection today, fam. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. All right, so it's not even letting me bring Sister Stephanie in.
Okay, can you hear?
All right,
Can you hear me? I'm right here. My video is off.
okay, okay,
Okay,
I
so
can
we're
hear you.
good.
I don't
Okay.
know if everybody else can hear you.
I
If
can
you can
hear.
hear me, give me okay. All right. Great. Thank you. Okay, I'll go ahead and just quickly get started before anything else happens. In Tanzania, land ownership and related laws are primarily governed by two key pieces of
Okay,
legislation. Number one,
all right,
the Land Act number 4 of 1999. This act provides the basic legal framework for land ownership and land rights in Tanzania. It covers the general principles of land tenure, rights, and obligations of landholders, and the procedures for land allocation and management. Number two, the Village Land Act number 5 of 1999. This act deals specifically with the management and administration of village lands. It outlines the procedures for allocating, using, and transferring village land and the roles and responsibilities of village councils and village assemblies. These laws establish the basis for land tenure, land use planning, and dispute resolution regarding land in Tanzania. If you need specific sections or details from these acts, I can look them up or provide more detailed explanations. Arthur, did you want me to continue or?
okay. No, Sister Stephanie, just go ahead and all right, fam. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to move so maybe I can have better connection. So y'all let me know if y'all can hear me a little bit better. Can you hear me? Okay, awesome. So I don't know. We can go ahead and start with Brother Mac. And if you're comfortable with starting, Brother Mac, you can just tell us your testimony and your experience with acquiring land and whatever else you want to share, you know, whatever you feel comfortable with sharing with us. And you have 15 minutes, and I'll let you know when you have about 5 minutes remaining.
Okay, I appreciate it. Can everybody hear me? All right. Okay, as he said, I'm Brother Mack. My birth name is Roy Mack, but coming here to Tanzania, I'm Brother Mack. So I won't be long. But one thing I would say is that coming to any country, you should get involved with an organization that is established there. That's the first thing that I would tell you. Because coming here in July of 2020, during that famous time frame, I and a lot of others experienced a lot of problems, situations with losing money, scams, I mean, all kinds of things. It's just unbelievable what we had went through. But it would have made a big difference if we had an organization that we could have went to, and whatever our needs are or was, we would have been able to consult that organization. Within that organization, you have other people that can save you time and save you money. So that's the very first thing that I've learned since being here is to connect with an organization. Right now, and I'm not trying to promote it, but I'm just being honest with you. Right now, I am involved with the organization called Six Region. One of the reasons for that is the organization has been around at least 3 years that I know of here in Tanzania, although it have alliances in other countries. One of the biggest things about the organization is that it has the ears of the Minister of Foreign Affairs here in Tanzania. Now, I don't know if you know how important that is. One of the goals of the organization and myself before I even became a member was to be like a place where you can come for repacks to come, get information so that when you come here, it would be more of a soft landing. For example, a lot of people don't think about medicine, your hospital needs, grocery stores, things like that that are very common and well situated in America is different here. So if you have an organization that you can connect with, a lot of your time and a lot of your money will be saved. Now, I won't tell you that you won't lose any money. I came up with this here like this. The way you look at things changes when you change the way you look at things. And what I mean by that, I lost so much money here in Tanzania coming here to where I had to change the way I look at things. So I came up with this, and I know it was spirit, but I came up with this. When I came here, all the money that I lost, I actually was going to school here. So I've been going to school here for almost 4 years, and I'm almost at my PhD level based on the amount of money that I have lost here. But I don't say lost no more. I say that I went to school and have my PhD, which sounds a lot better now. So I can say that I'm qualified to tell you the do's and the don'ts when you come to Tanzania. Let me put it like that. But just to make things a little short, everybody has a different story on how they came about business here, how they came about land, because that was one of the things that was very confusing. Is it was so many people telling you so many different ways how to buy land, how you do your business, because here in Tanzania there is a system that's here, and you have to be able to get with some Tanzanians that you can trust. That's the second thing I would say. Get a Tanzania that you can trust. I mean, really, really trust. And the reason why I say that, land here in Tanzania, nobody owns land. Even the Tanzanians don't own land. They lease it. Everybody. The only one that owns land is the government itself. And that being said, depending on why you come into Tanzania, are you coming to apply for a retirement visa? Are you coming here to start a business? Are you coming here to work with a nonprofit organization? You coming here because you have a special skill that the hospital per se wants you to be here? It kind of depends on the reasons why you coming here. But I'll tell you my reason for coming here was to actually retire here. But at the time, they did not have a retirement visa, or they had it, but they wasn't honoring it at the time. So I love Tanzania so much as to where the only way I could be here for at least 2 years before renewing was to start a business. So I came up with the idea of doing an Airbnb. I figured I can buy some land, I can build some rooms, and then of course I would live in one of the rooms, and the other couple of rooms I just rent them out. And I really wasn't coming here to make money because I had retired from America. Long story short, there I had enough money to come here and relax for a little bit. But the only way I could stay was to start a business. So the Airbnb idea came up for me. Now, in the beginning, I did get a lawyer, and I had 100% trust in this lawyer. So everything that he done, I trusted him. So by wanting to buy land and start a business, the information that I didn't have when I first started, if you're gonna buy land, then Tanzanian, you have to have a Tanzanian, and the Tanzanian will have to have at least 51% shares in your company. Then the problem with that, in some cases, like I said, you have to really, really trust somebody. You have to really, really trust somebody, because normally you won't have a Tanzania that can pay into your company, buy shares into your company. Normally you won't have that. So in essence, you're giving a Tanzanian 51% shares of your company just so you can buy some land. Now, that is not good business sense when you put it like that. That's not a good way to do business, because there have been situations here in Tanzania where that transpired like that. The Tanzania had 51% and the American had 49%. And when the American went back to America for a few months, come back, business gone, equipment sold, all of that, because the Tanzania had he had the most percentages in the business. So that's one thing that I would caution you on. And again, even this platform that we have here, the people that's on here, is a good resource for you if you're coming here to Tanzania. So, as I said, I went through a lawyer. I drew up all the paperwork to start a business, which you have to have your memorandum. They call it memorandum of articles. That memorandum has everything about your business, what you can do here. It has the number of shares, who's the directors in your company, who's the company secretary. It's basically your Bible. The very first thing that you get done is to have that memorandum done. Then you have to get registered with, they call it BRAILA. BRAILA is the Business Registration and License Agency here in Tanzania. Then you have to get with TRA, which is the Tanzania Revenue Agency here. You have to get your business license. Then you will need to get your work permit. And then you will need to get your residence. You have three types of residences. And again, it depends. For business, it's a class A. So the way that works, once you get your business established, then you get your class A, you get your work permit. Together, that's USD $4,050 to get that done. Okay. Now, I'm just telling you how the things are, but there's a different thing that works here in Tanzania. And I'll tell you like this. You should always have you an extra expense
Brother Mack,
account.
you at 5 minutes
Yeah.
right now.
All right. You should have your extra account called expense accounts, because the way it works in Tanzania, you can get your paperwork done, but it works faster if you pay a little bit of extra money. That's the bottom line to that. So the main thing that I want to get over to you on the land is, if you start a business and you're just going to lease a business, then you don't need a Tanzania in your business. It's only when you go to buy land, then you have to have a Tanzania in your business. So I'm going to close on that. Does anybody have any questions?
So, Brother Mac, after just based on what you just said about the American having 49% and the Tanzanian having um 50%,
Mhm.
um and they leave and come back and there's nothing there for them. Is there no government officials? Is there anybody that you can go to about your money and your property? Is there no US embassy or anybody you could take that to? Or you just
Well,
lose and walk away?
well, in my
Money and property.
in okay, in my experience of being here, I hate to put it like this, but the laws are definitely different here than it is in America. And what I mean by that, um, you can trust a lawyer, and the lawyer may not be up and up. Uh, it's the laws are very difficult here, and that's why I strongly recommend that you be part of an organization that has that type of connection with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs here in Tanzania. But to answer your question, it's very difficult to sue a Tanzanian. It can be a time-consuming thing, definitely money-consuming, because we're like a piranha fish on bait. That's what we are like. ATM machine, that's what we are like. So when we come here, we are rich automatically just because we're from America. So it would be very difficult for you to recoup your money from that situation.
So basically, what you're saying is, and this is all in truth. We're talking about pure truth now. This is
The
all in
truth.
truth. So basically, what you're saying is, no matter what, us Americans coming to Tanzania, and pretty much any African country, that we don't have the law on our side. Even with an attorney, we don't have the law on our side.
Individually, it's very difficult. But if you be involved with an organization, again, that has the ear to someone in the Minister of Foreign Affairs, you have a better chance that way because you're collectively coming. Just a couple of days ago, a sister on the WhatsApp group was asking someone that we know that kept because this lawyer ripped her off of her money, and he's a lawyer. You see, but if she was able to come to the organization for a lawyer, because now we're being established now to where we can prevent that from happening with you by you coming to the organization, because we have vetted people now that we trust, and then we can turn you on to them. But when you do the individual thing, like all of us did when we came here in 20, we lost so much money and we didn't get it back. If I told you what I lost, you probably, no, I couldn't even tell you that. But anyway, I have a PhD now.
Okay, but my last question to that is
Okay, yeah. No,
one last question. How
Pastor
much
Belly,
is it to get
Pastor
into
Betty,
that organization? I
Pastor
just
Betty,
want to know what do you do to get in? People gonna want to know
Yeah,
what do you do to get in. He's talking about it. What do we do to get in?
Pastor Betty.
yeah. You, you can, my brother, you can give her my number. You can call me direct, and
Okay.
I can tell you more, get you in touch with the sister,
Yes,
the CEO
I
of
was
the.
about to say that.
Okay. Sorry.
Mhm. No problem. Thank you for your question.
Thank
Okay,
you.
y'all. Let's hold
Okay.
questions
Sorry.
just into the end, y'all, because we'll have some discussions at the
Thank you for
end.
your
So
question.
even after everyone give their testimony, just hold your questions. You can write them down, and people in the on YouTube in the comments, if you have questions, write them in the comments, and we'll highlight them at the end, and we'll make sure we talk about it. So
Okay.
just make sure you leave your questions if you have questions. And we're gonna hand it over to Sister Evelyn. And again, Sister Evelyn, you have 15 minutes to tell us as much as you would like. Now, it was something that I wanted you and Brother Mac to share, that whole process of registering the land. So if you can kind of hit on that, you don't have to go into too much detail, but at least give us an idea of what you have to go through to get your land registered, and if you can highlight some of that, please.
Okay, well, I hope everyone can hear me. Thank you for having me this evening. It's evening here, so I don't, in the US, it might be morning. Um, I definitely have, my family and I, we definitely have our PhD. So here in Tanzania. My husband and I, we came in 2020, in December of 2020. We have a total of 8 children. Previously, I was a farmer. My husband was in logistics in America. So all of that, we made the decision to come to Tanzania. Um, there's a few things I have a feedback. I don't know what's going on, but there's a few things I wanted to bring up. If you have not planned, you plan to fail. Too much planning can also slow you down. Another point, find your why. One more, your children will adjust. The younger, the better. So I'm giving you the full comprehensive picture. And my last part is if you have issues in your marriage, moving here will exacerbate them. So I'm being very honest and open. Let me get that out before we start talking about land. So if you have issues, you need to work that out before you decide to repatriate to any country. All right. Um, One thing that Brother Mack brought up was that you are kind of left vulnerable and open when you decide you want to purchase land. That is true, and there are other ways that you can go about protecting yourself. So, one of those ways that we took to protect ourselves is we put everything in a trust. You can ask me later how that kind of worked, but we went through a lawyer here and we put everything in a trust. That gave us that added protection that was needed for purchasing land. Okay. So I'm going over my notes to make sure I hit all the highlights. Um, as he said before, opening a business consists of the TRA, BRELA, finding the partner, writing your memorandum, NSSF, which is you have to sign up for NSSF, which means if you're paying your employees over a certain amount, you have to contribute to their retirement. And then getting that partner. We initially tried to go in one direction, which was not having a Tanzanian as a partner. You can do that, but there is some major difficulties in getting that done. We had a lot of pushback, but it is something if you have all the right I shouldn't say equipment. What's the word I want to use? If you have all the right things in place, you can have a company set up that does not require a Tanzanian. Basically, that goes to the go. They mostly go through what they called TIC, Tanzanian. Brother Mac, help me with that. TIC is Tanzanian, or
Tanzania
somebody help me with it.
investment.
Yes, Tanzania
Tanzania
Investment. Okay,
Center.
Tanzania. Yeah, Tanzania Investment Center. Um, you have to bring in X amount into the country. I think it was 300,000, and have at least 25% of that. 500,000. Okay, Brother Max said 500,000, and have at least 25 of that, 25% of that. And not all of it has to be physical cash. It can also be in assets. Um, but if you don't have that, then you got to go another way. And so that's the way we went, where we had to reestablish ourselves, and um, we signed with our Tanzanian brother. And so that's the process we made. We do have a business. It's called Breakfast and Burger. It's a burger shop, small burger shop. We are proud of it. And Karibu, you are welcome when you come to Morogoro, Tanzania, to enjoy an all authentic American burger. Okay. What else? Once we decided that we wanted to purchase a plot to through our business to have a home, we met with the owner, and we have what they call an advocate. They don't call them attorneys here; they call them advocates. So we had the owner. We went and saw the plot, of course. We met with the owner, met with the advocate, came together. Of course, they had to make sure all of our documents were in place and all of his documents were in place. And once that was done, our advocate put together the contract. I hope I'm not talking too fast. Put together the contract, and there were some fees that needed to be paid. one of the story times that I have that earn part of my PhD is you have to pay the owner has to pay capital gain tax, right? Okay, but um, it's not widely practiced that they pay their capital gain tax. Most of the time, they either want you to split it with them, or yeah, they want you to split it with them. And that's what we decided to do. Fine. Okay, we'll help, you know. And we made up a contract to assist the owner in paying his capital gain tax. Well, when it came time for us to um, go ahead and uh, file the next step, there was what they call control numbers. The control number is the government fee that needs to be paid. Well, there was a block on the government fee that needed to be paid because all of the capital gain tax was not paid. And then the owner decided, oh, well, I don't want to pay any of it. So you either pay it or you're stuck at this point. And then we ended up, of course, having to pay the rest of it. So, in order to avoid that, um, I think hindsight 2020, we should have just made them pay it all up front immediately before we decided to go forth. Um, these are lessons that you learn. Um, we should have just made sure they paid it up front and the end of it. Let's see what else. There is a process that you have to go through of having the plot surveyed if it's not already surveyed. Luckily, ours was already surveyed, and it was just a matter of us having the title changed over. So once that was done, we were finished. They filed the motion. We paid the capital gain tax. We paid the fees, and the title was changed over. We are another lesson learned. We ourselves did not go to these offices. It is best that you have your advocate go for you or someone that knows how to do this. I'm not saying that's in every case because I got my brothers and sisters on here who will say, look, I'll walk in the office today and get things done. But what I have found for me and my family is that it's easier if we have a Tanzanian go in and represent us because as soon as they see you, you look like, I think someone said it on here, you look like the ATM machine. I don't know. You just look like you have a lot of money, and it's not like that. But anyway, so that was the next thing that was taken care of. And so actually now we have our occupancy title deed, and we are very happy that we have gotten it. It was a long process. I wouldn't say too long. I think from start to finish, maybe 5 to 6 months, which is very short here. Let me just say it's very short here. It doesn't sound short to those of you outside the country, but here that is wonderful. So we did have that done within, I think, about 5 months. We were finished, start to finish. And so I'm trying to think of if there's anything else. Arthur, you asked me another question. What was that? I hope I answered everything. And if anybody has any questions, it's no problem. Feel free to ask. I don't know if he heard me or not.
I think he wants us to hold our questions to the end because I have
You
questions,
got
but
it.
I
Okay.
dare not jump in again.
Well, he asked me a question, and I didn't. What were you asking me, Arthur? What you ask me?
Okay, can y'all hear me?
Yes. Uh huh.
Yes.
I was
Oh,
just
and can I
asking you
say
to make
one
sure
more?
you touch
Oh,
on the land registration, and you mentioned that you had your occupancy deed. So yeah, you still have time. Yeah, you
Okay,
still
I
have
just had
4
one more
minutes.
thing. All right. So occupancy is the same as residency. Occupancy is not the same as residency. That's two totally different things. A lot of us will look at this as you're leasing this land as a negative thing. But if you think about it coming from the States, what happens to you if you don't pay your taxes on your house or your
You
Take it
land?
lose
It's
it.
back.
gone.
They take it
It's
back.
gone.
Yep.
So it's the same. It's the same. It's more up in your face. So it feels more like you don't own it, but you technically it's the same thing. As long as you keep paying your taxes, you own your land or your house. So it's
Yeah.
the same thing. They give you occupancy title that's 33 years, 60 years, and I think you can get even up to 99 years.
9 years.
So I hope I've touched on everything. I think I have.
Okay, are we going next, Arthur?
Okay, thank you, Sister Evelyn. I'm sorry, y'all. The connection is just not the best today. I don't really know what's going on, but so we're gonna go ahead and hand it over to Jamaican African Travels, Mr. Clyde and Miss Maria, and you guys have 15 minutes, and I'll start the timer when you get started.
Okay, I want to thank you guys for inviting us to this forum. I'm Maria. This is my husband, Claude. We came here 2021, summer of 2021, and we have lived in Dar, and now we're up in Bagamoyo. Um, the process that we went through to establish ourselves or have land ownership, we went through a eco village concept, a so-called eco village concept, which um, at this point in time turns out to be one of the biggest regrets. We occupy the land. We're here on the land. It's ours. We paid for it, and we're in the process of getting our deed title. But the the hassle of living within an eco village um, is a great concept. It's what we really wanted. It's what we wanted a lifestyle where we had neighbors, where we were doing sustainable living, where we were really living off the land, have our own water system, having our own power system, living totally off grid. We really loved that idea and looked forward to doing so. Claude and I have a shamba. We have a passion orchard that we started with. Now we have expanded. We're doing bananas now. And it's a business that is sustainable long term, where, we were thinking, all right, we weren't retirement age. We left before we could collect our pension. So we had to figure out a way how we were going to sustain ourselves. And farming turned out to be one of it. So we got our land through this eco village. And what they did was they had a Tanzanian purchase the land. So when we came in, we had to establish our business, which is the farm, and the Tanzanian would turn the land over or transfer the title to our company. We did do the 4951 with the Tanzanian partner, which, it's, as Brother Max says, it's not the best idea. It's not the best deal. It's not really something that we're comfortable with. But as Evelyn says, eventually you can put it in a trust where you can protect yourself somewhat. I'll let Claude continue from here.
Pertaining to the 5149 shares, if you have a lawyer who is experienced, what he should do is to give the Tanzanian 2 weeks. You're going to write a letter to him to show that he's supposed to pay for the share. If not, you have a thing they call forfeiture. So the shares would automatically go to the company because he cannot afford to pay for the shares. And I want to say about buying land outside the country. That is not something anyone's supposed to do because number one, you don't sure if the immigration gonna allow you inside their country. Number two, you have to have a register. No, you have to have a certificate, a sales agreement to show that you actually purchased the land. And you should not buy any land in any lawyer office because that is another red flag. You need to go through the local government or through TIC. So when you go through the local government, you're supposed to provide a bit of a sales agreement like this. And what this consists of is all the person who have interest in that land, he or she have to sign on it to show that he's selling the land. And you have to have your lawyer who sign on it, the chief, the person who buying the land, everyone, so you know that you are safe. So it's very risky. Even when someone send money to you to buy land, it is the company you have to buy the land through. No individual person can own land, it have to own by the company. So then you have to have that company operational, it have to be functioning because you have to pay over your monthly taxes, file your annual return, and if you don't do it right, you can end up owing the government millions of dollars. So there's a lot of things you need to know about when you running your company over here. It is not easy. So I would say to people, come inside the country. You can go to TIC, get the information. You can go to Brella, you can go to TRA, and they will give you the information, and then you see your lawyer and he set up the MOU. But one thing I want to say to people, read through that MOU before your lawyer update it to Brella, because once Brella sign off on that, you cannot change nothing on it. And to make amendment, it is so difficult and costable. So make sure. And the shares as local, it have to be 100, no 101, no 200.
No 1,000.
Yeah, when you go to get your title, that's when the problem will arise. So you make sure that is 100% shares. So that is it.
I want to outline some of the red flags that people who are going to be buying land should look out for. I wouldn't encourage anybody to buy any land without seeing it first. That's one. Being rushed into buying land, or somebody telling you the West is burning and creating scare tactic. No, you come into the country before you buy land. Do not send your money to purchase any property here. Refusing to provide, if the lawyer or whoever you send the money to is refusing to provide paperwork for the land ownership or the sale. Not being able to update once you receive the money and they can't money. Okay. Not being able to show you your boundary markers if and when you do show up, that's also a red flag. Being told that the lawyers, your lawyer, they don't encourage you to get your own lawyer. They want you, they corral you to use their lawyer. I would advise you all, get your own advocate, take your time, seek out advocate. Brother Mack spoke of the 6th region. I'm sure they can provide lawyers or recommend lawyers to you that you can go to seek counsel with, and buying land from people who are too busy to talk to you when you get here, or when you ask too many questions, they're telling you you're asking too many questions, or they're sending you to people who are out of the country to handle affairs within Tanzania. So those are some of the red flags that people outside of the country now that are intending on visiting Tanzania, they must look at before making certain moves. So we're here. We're still in the process. Evelyn is a step of us. We're still in the process of getting our title deed because of the foolishness that the advocate had put down on our paperwork. We had to change it, fix it, clarify it. We had to go through a lot of paying fees that popped up because she was not very learned. And she really talked the talk, but she really wasn't schooled well enough to not make such critical mistakes. So
Yeah, another thing, you can find Tanzanian who have money willing to pay for his or her 51% share. So it's not all the time you will find someone who don't have the money. So you just have to search around and find the right partner.
And don't be in a rush. Take your time. Don't be in a rush to think that a lot of people are trying to get ahead of the game. Take your time and vet who you're going to choose to do business with. And as one of our panelists said before, they're not into your day-to-day business. Although they own the 51%, they're not into your day-to-day operational business of your company.
Yeah, you should be the director of the company.
Right. It's advisable for you to, and like Claude is a director, I'm a director, but we have the Tanzanian, he's just the shareholder. And we keep it that way because we make the decision. It's our business. And that's it.
Okay. I want to say one thing. There's 2 different types of land that are being talked about here. So just to clarify, there is Shamba, which is outside of the urban area, which is farming. And then the land that I'm speaking of is inside the urban area. So there's 2 different types. Myself personally, we had a double-edged sword with the farming aspect. We also did get a farm, but we have yet also to get our paperwork for the farm. We're in the same tedious process. The first time we tried it, it was unsuccessful. Luckily, we were covered. The Ruach HaKodesh covered us because that first farm that we were looking at was disputed land. No one told us. We were in front of a lot of legitimate people, but luckily we found out in the end. That's one. But it took me 1 year, my husband and I, it took us 1 year to actually find the plot that we actually own right now, that we have the title deed on. It took us a year. And we went through several, almost scammed several times. But now that you've been here long enough, you kind of understand the lingo. You kind of get, why are you not showing me this? Because now you know what's supposed to be seen. You got the list, the checklist in your head. And if they can't produce that, it's a no-go. So by all means, I tell everyone, you guys know Arthur, or you have his information, or you have, this platform, lean on the 6th region, lean on those who already have been there, tried by the fire. Do not just do this on your own, because It's not a good feeling to get that PhD. It's not a good
I
No,
want to
feeling.
just piggyback right on what you said. I'm gonna just go right into the word, and I'm gonna read just a short scriptures, Proverbs 15. And I was talking to my uncle on Bible study this morning. I live by this. I grew up living by this. This is just, this is how my mind works. So where there is no counsel, plans fail, but in a multitude of counselors, they are established. You can't get anywhere without wise counsel. How are you gonna get very far when you have nobody counseling you? Nobody, you just Googling stuff, and I'm the generation of Google, and we get all of our answers off Google. We get on TikTok, we get on social media instead of opening a book or instead of talking to an elder. Talk to somebody, ask questions when you have questions. And something else you mentioned is the different types of land. So I know people want like a comprehensive understanding. That's why a lot of people join this conference. So Brother Mack mentioned how he established himself. Sister Evelyn, you mentioned how you established yourself and how you have your occupancy deed, and that's for the land that's in the urban area, right? So
no.
you got the occupancy deed for that, and then Mr. Clyde and Miss Maria, you guys are village land, so you guys are in the process. So now, me personally, we are leaning more towards village land. So, Mr. Clyde, can you just touch on before we move on to the next part, can you just touch on like what if I'm me and my wife, we have a company, me, my wife, my mom, my uncle, we all have a company. We have our local person and we have everything established. We want to go and purchase village land. We went and seen some land with the Delali. What should we go and do? Should we, who's the first person or the people we need to find in the village, to
You,
before we
you,
purchase that land?
you need to find the chief because it just recently I know that discovered that it's illegal to bring someone in the village if the chief don't know about that person. So the chief
Oh,
is the
okay.
first person you contact because he knows all the person who own land in the village. And that's how you know you're buying the land from the right person.
And each little area within the village has its own rulers, its own leaders.
Yeah.
So, and the leaders for that little area knows every owner, the brother, the sister, the wife, the deceased wife, because you need all that info when you're buying land from the village. So they know who owns the land, and they would be able to know if, for instance, if three brothers own the land and one died, the two brother can't just sell the land without the
Exactly.
nephew and the nieces of the deceased brother. So it's a lot of different things you have to look out for.
And also the chief would accompany you to the location where they have the line.
The
And you,
boundary.
yes, and you would find all your neighbors because you don't want anyone going over other people's boundaries. So you find if it's 3 or 4 people occupy land, so each person on spot. So that means when you sign the deal, no one come complaining.
About it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank y'all. So now
Uh,
let's hand it over to Sister. Oh, Brother Mac, you wanna add something? I'm sorry.
real quick, since you're talking about the different types of land, I just want them to know the land that I purchased was for a business. So I purchased 4 plots altogether. We did sell agreements. We went to the land commission to verify that the person owned the land that was selling it. So once that happened, we did the sales agreement. There's some other little steps in there, but that's primarily all that happened there. Now I'm in the process of converting that land from residential to commercial because I'm doing Airbnb.
Okay.
So I just wanted to throw that in there.
Okay. Awesome. And
Okay.
Brother Mac, you mentioned that your lawyer did the sales agreement documents for you, correct?
Yeah, correct,
Okay.
correct. Must have a lawyer or have
Yeah,
one.
Yes,
definitely. It's
Gotta
a,
have a
absolutely.
yeah.
reputable lawyer.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we actually
And
wanted to have a
also,
lawyer on this panel. Oh, go ahead. I'm
No,
sorry.
And
the land authority would not accept the sales agreement without the signature of a lawyer or its stamp or
our
seal.
seal, yes. And one of the difference between the urban, the urban land that Evie has and the rural land that we have, she has to get permits to put up anything she's putting on her plot.
Yeah.
For us, we could just go ahead and build. We didn't have any requirements. We didn't have to get any permits, or we didn't have to follow any ordinances. We just had our plan and we put up our little home. So
Okay.
that's
That's
one of the
beautiful.
differences.
Okay. Okay, y'all. So I know we're gonna circle back to all this again in just a moment, and I want to turn it over to Sister Wanda, and she's been in Tanzania, and I from what I gathered, she has experienced purchasing land before. So Sister Wanda, you can share as much as you want about establishing your business or whatever you feel comfortable with sharing, and you have 15 minutes.
Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Uh,
Yes, we
Yes,
can
we
hear
can
you.
hear you.
can
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Y'all, I have never had this much problems with my internet. Ever since I've been here, I've never had this much. I got my computer, it won't even pull up StreamYard. And now so I'm on my phone and it keeps blanking the volume out. So I don't know what's going on. But anyway, you guys can still hear me?
Yeah,
Can you guys
we
hear
can
me?
hear you, and it's
Okay.
everywhere. Yeah, the
Okay.
connection has been bad for all of us today. I don't know what's going on, but let's at least keep trying. Okay, Sister Wanda, I think she might have
I
froze
think
up,
she's
y'all.
frozen.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's frozen.
yeah,
Y'all,
she
y'all
frozen.
try
Okay, so we'll let her
TTCL.
come back.
Try TTCL.
Oh,
It's
man,
fiber
laptop is
optic.
shaking.
It's working now.
Dang, I don't know. Okay, so let's do this. What I was gonna do next for the people who are watching, I'm gonna put the link out so you can come on and ask your questions. But we're only gonna let one person in at a time because we don't want to knock out all of our guest speakers who will be answering your questions. So if you have a question that you have either typed or you want to come on and ask your questions to the panel, you can do it. Let me try to post this link. Uh, okay. All right. I just posted a link for the people who, and I'm gonna pin it. Uh-oh, did I pin the right message? Oh, yes, I did. All right, so if you would like to come on and ask any questions to the panel, now is a good time for you to do so. And when Sister want to get back on, we can, let her come on. So,
You know,
and
say,
okay, so while we wait on questions, fam, let's talk about some of the things because some people watch. I'm gonna say some people watch my channel, not a lot of people, but we got some people that watch our channel and they have emailed and they've been wanting to know who they shouldn't deal with and who they should deal with. And we just want to make this clear. We have been planning on doing this land ownership conference. Like this is something we wanted to do for a long time. This is not to tear anybody down or knock anybody's hustle because we know it's a lot of hustlers in Tanzania and they will hustle you. Now, we just know that like Brother Mack said, Sister Evelyn and Mr. Cloud and Miss Maria, if you are a business mind, like you have a unit in your family, if you want to establish your business, you can come to Tanzania and you can establish your business, and you are not going to have, you know, all the issues of different people. So, like you said, if you get with Sixth Region, I'm pretty sure they can connect you with some good lawyers. I actually talked to, I believe is the president, right? I did a follow up email with her as well. At least I think she was the president. I'm sorry if it wasn't, but either way, you can ask questions to certain people and they'll give you good information. I think our biggest thing is finding that that sweet spot of having a reputable lawyer, because a lawyer is going to give you the ins and outs, and you can cross reference what a lawyer says. You can go right online, you can contact TRA, you can contact the land ministry, you can talk to your elders that's been doing it for a long time. If it don't sound right, they're going to tell you. If they're charging you $10,000 or $9,000 versus a $4,000 or 2,500, those numbers are big. It's a big difference. So it looked like we got Sister
Mhm.
Wanda back on. Let's let her try to give us her testimony before we continue. Okay. So Sister Wanda, if you if it's gonna let you try, I know you're trying. You can go ahead and start if you want. I think okay. We it's still
Okay,
freezing up.
so sorry
Oh,
about
there it is.
that, y'all. Just tell my testimony so I can get. I don't know what's going on, but I'm trying. I am trying. So if it'll let me, I'll so I've been here for 4 years, and I created a business in 21. It's a consultation business. I've been wanting to buy land, but I have been grouping with these different people. I had some dealings with the Eco Village, and when I was this Eco Village crew, I was listening to what was going on, and I didn't agree with getting the land in a local's name like that. I wanted to make sure I got it under the business. So I decided, no, I'm just going to wait. And so actually, now I've been looking at some land in
No, dang it. She was just getting into it, but the enemy don't want to tell her part, man. Telling you. All right, so let's let me let's continue, fam. Again, if it's anybody who want to tell their story and they have experience with purchasing land in Tanzania, or if you have questions for the panel, you can get on and you can ask any questions that you would like. Um, if not, me and Sister Stephanie, we're gonna sum this whole conference up, and we need to have some follow up. Some follow up items that we need to kind of touch on, because Brother Mac mentioned something very important, and I don't know why that went to the back of my mind, because we still dealing with getting everything established for our business the correct way, just cleaning up mistakes of inexperienced people that we had dealings with. So Brother Mac mentioned that group, having that group, numbers, in numbers you're powerful, and especially when you're dealing with legitimate people, so well established people. You got to look at the fruit. So I know Sixth Region. I did a lot of research on them too. You can tell they're well established and they know a lot, and they have spoken to a lot of people. And I think what we have to do, if some of us don't want to partner with another group, somebody need to start another group. I don't really know, what everybody's feeling about different groups, but at least do your research. Do your research on the group. See if you can be a part of that group. Um, from what I gather, a lot of people who have been in living in Tanzania for 3 to 4 years, they knew of this group, but it's like a kept secret. Nobody talk about it, or they didn't want to join for whatever reason, their own personal reasons, or they have been coerced, I'm gonna use that word, I guess, to come and invest in certain companies or groups based off popularity of what they're seeing on YouTube. So just because it's popular and it's on YouTube doesn't mean it's real. Like, it's not reality. It's not reality until you get to Tanzania and you establish your business and you run into all these issues with TRA because your lawyer is a rookie and don't know anything, or the person you're supposed to be buying your land is a rookie and don't know anything and is a hothead and attacks all the investors, and you know it's a whole world of mess that you can kind of get into when you come in to purchase land. I noticed in the comments some people said that it's so complex and they just would not want to purchase land in Tanzania. Listen, you're gonna deal with, I think, I don't know who said this the other day, Sister Evelyn, maybe it was you. might have said it. You're gonna deal with issues in whatever country you go to. It's gonna be complex because you're a foreigner coming into a new country. You're gonna have things that you have to do. If you're not getting it on the front end,
Exactly.
you're gonna get it on the back end. And
That's
if they're not
true.
getting your money through different means of like residency and all that, Tanzania might get your money through setting up a business. But to be honest, I feel like that's better for you. In my opinion, I think starting a business is better than putting yourself on the line. You have a business that you'll be purchasing land, through. But that's my opinion. I don't know, panel, what y'all think about that. But I heard horror stories of Ghana. If y'all know, Go Black just did a show which was great,
Yeah.
and most of those people on that show talked about one particular group, or individual. And I know that individual, it was multiple people saying the same thing about this one individual. So, and you said that too, Sister Evelyn. So if it's one, two, three, four people saying it, it must be some validity behind it. I'm sorry, it must be. Um, somebody said,
I don't want people to be afraid to come
Yeah,
if you feel so led to move to do it. Don't be afraid to come. Just know that we've already had the crash course. We already have been
right.
established. So now you have people who have pioneered their way through, been burned, so you don't have to be burned. Just connect and let us help you. Diaspora Connect with Sister Wanda. You got Arthur, you got Jamaican Travels. They're now starting to delve a little deeper as well. You know, hey, you have us here available to help. So don't be afraid. Just be smart. And we know how to be
"Amen."
smart. We come
So
from America.
You pay for it.
absolutely.
We come
Can
from
I add
outside.
one thing?
Yeah.
Can I add one? Uh, Again, the reason why I be pushing an organization for a number of reasons. One, you have the Arabs here, you have the Indians here. They move as an organization, regardless of how they feel about when it comes to business, they are together. So you have to remember, we as African Americans here in Tanzania, we have to become one organization. It's okay for each one of us to do our own thing, but we have to connect together in one organization so that we're all seen as one organization when we're talking to the different departments in Tanzania. That's the importance of that, and so that's why I keep pushing the organization. Everything that each one of us is doing, I started my business on my go through the organization. I know other people did their own thing, but now we need to show the country, the people, the government in Tanzania, we got to show them what African Americans are doing to contribute to this economy here. So by us doing our own thing, we have no voice. I can ask
That's
you
true.
right now, what section in Tanzania do you know in high office? I don't think too many of us can say we got a direct connection to somebody in high office that can listen to us. One of the things that happened June 19th, real quickly, we had a conference, sixth region. We had the Minister of Foreign Affairs there. The significance of that is he has access to Parliament, the one that changes the laws and establishes the laws. That's the significance of that. I don't know no other organization here in Tanzania that have that connection. So we have to put aside our differences, whatever you have against the organization, you got to put that aside and look at this big picture of all of us. What we're trying to do is get status here in Tanzania as historic diasporas, the ones that are taken from here. We're trying to get Parliament to recognize us as that, so we don't have to go through these immigration issues that we're going through now.
Thank you.
We don't have to go through all these things about establishing our business, land in particular. That's the
Absolutely.
biggest.
Mhm.
We trying to get where we don't have to go through all of this with the land. So that's why I keep saying this organization, because they got an ear already. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We just need to come together and so that we can show the country what African Americans are contributing, because it's all about the money, y'all. It's all about the
Hmm.
money here.
All about the
That's the
Benjamins.
that's all it is. So if they come and see what my brother and sister is doing on the farm, if they want to come to see what Sister Evelyn, whoever's doing something, they want to come see it, we're part of this organization. You see what I'm saying? So we're moving as one, although we're doing our individual things, but we're moving as one organization. We come under that umbrella. And unless we do that, we're not gonna get anywhere. I don't care what you do individually. It's just you just be here. But we want to
Yep.
make something to where people come here. They got an organization to come to that can save you a little bit of these things that Sister Evelyn and Sister Wanda and I have went through, and others that been here. Because a lot of people came here. It was a lot of people here in 2020, but a lot left because there was no representation, no order, no organization, no nothing. We didn't know what to expect. We didn't have no connections with nobody. We didn't even understand the money. So, we were just getting ate up, you know. But now we're at a point now where we can organize things. We have people in the organization you can come to for different things. Somebody has information. Just like you all, if all of y'all was in the organization right now and somebody new come in, they wanted to know something about farming, well, hey, go see the brothers and sisters there in Bagamoyo. So it's about information as well that we'll be able to disseminate to anybody that comes in, and also us. Sister Evelyn just turned me on to a good Tanzanian CPA. If I had never met her, I wouldn't have him. But now she swears he's good. She's been with him 3 years. Now, if he's not no good, I'm coming to see Sister Evelyn. You see? But,
Hey, brother Mac. Brother Mac,
yeah,
I was
yes,
I was looking
yes,
through my email trying to find that email from Sixth Region. Can you, if you get a moment, can you send it to me? Or because a lot of people
yeah,
want to get the information, the contact information, so that they can reach out.
yeah,
And I think that's so important. So I was gonna ask you guys about retirement visa, because we have a lot of questions. A lot of people want to know how can they get their retirement visa. I know some of you have experience with that. Anybody want to talk or touch on that real quick? Because I know that's very important.
Oh, first, before you arrive in the country, you need to have some document like your bank statement. You need some document from your pension fund or your 401k to
Or your
show,
social security.
yeah, to show them that this is how I earn my money, so I'm not coming here to work or anything. And when you come here, you need a sales, no, not sales, a licensing. You, you,
You
your
gotta
lease
help them out.
agreement. Sorry. Yeah. You need your lease agreement along with those paperwork, and you just can apply online.
I think the fee is about
So you have to
500.
have a place to. Oh, go
You
ahead,
have to
sir. I'm
show
sorry.
that you've
Yeah,
rented somewhere, you
yeah,
have a lease agreement. And then I think the fee is 500 USD.
if you're alone.
If you're by yourself, and if you have a partner, I think it's $50. You go underneath five, so it's 550 total, and husband will get it, or whoever is older, I think,
Yeah,
gets, and then the wife will, or the other partner comes their under their visa, and it lasts for it's good for 2 years. After 2 years, you have to renew,
yeah,
and the fee is the same. We just did ours, and the fee remains the same. And I think you have to do it 90 days before it expires.
yes,
Don't wait until the retirement visa expires. You go back to them, or I think you can do it online, and you still have to do the fingerprint, and you still have to do over another set of pictures. And the process, it's simple. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's good. Okay. So I hope that answered the question. Far as the retirement visa, I'm gonna I have a document for the people who, well, honestly, you can get this document online. You can go to Tanzania Immigration. They have a list of all the permits that you can get and the price they have listed. So when you go to a lawyer or someone who will assist you with applying for that permit, if you use a lawyer to assist you with that process, you could you'll be able to know the prices. At least you can negotiate if they, whatever their fee is. But from what I gathered from a couple other elders that I met in Tanzania in Bunju, they mentioned that they applied or renewed their retirement visa without the assistance of, a lawyer. So they submitted all the
Oh, that's
documents. I'm
good.
assuming because they have done it before, they just
Hmm.
logged in, resubmitted everything, and once you have to get your endorsement, they went down to immigration themselves and did the endorsement. If you're not comfortable with doing that, I know that Jamaican African Travels, you can do a consultation with them. They have a connect with immigration. They'll have to vet you and, see what business you have and everything before they give you that contact, because we have people who go and complain, and you just need to make sure you have everything established. Okay. I got you, Mr. So you can do a consultation with Jamaican African Travels, and you got to give them information about what you plan to do to see if this person can actually help you. So it's important that you just have a good attitude and a good mindset when you go to immigration. Go down there smiling. You get the energy you give, because when I went for the first time, I was terrified because I saw the horror stories on YouTube about how people getting denied, and they's like, oh, immigration off. Man, I had the best experience, man. Like, everybody was super nice, was laughing and talking. I mean, it was good. I had a good experience with immigration. I had no negative experience with Tanzania immigration. So just go down there with your papers and just be on point. Like, don't half step. I think that's what we got to do. Be ready to do business when you go into these offices and stuff. So, um, Sister Wanda, it looks like she is still having a lot of connection issues, fam. So I know it's gonna be a part two, because I think the next thing we have to do, like Brother Matt keeps saying, we have to get with Sixth Region, and we have to put something together again to get the information out. And I think that it's just a lot of gatekeepers that don't want to give information, and I don't understand why, because the goal should be to help our people, get home, repatriate in a good, positive way, and not lose so much money. Now, like Brother Mack and Sister Evelyn, and I know Jamaican African Travelers can say the same, we all lost money, and you will run
Yeah.
into situations where people try to, get a little extra money out of you. So
And I just want to say,
just,
if I just want to say before that, if you're here and you're of retirement age and you have the gatekeepers keep telling you to keep going back to immigration to renew this 90-day visa, it's a reason for that. Please, you can go and get your retirement visa. Don't be scared. Um, it's a tactic that people are using to keep you fearing the system. Don't fear the system. Once you go and you explain and you talk to people within these government agencies, they will assist you. So for a 70-year-old that's here and she's still doing 90-day renewal or have to leave the country because people are not forthcoming with information, that's not even cool. So yeah, so know that these agencies are there. Don't be scared of them. They will assist you or they'll point you in the direction that you can go to get the help you need. Sometimes you have to grease somebody's palm, but it's okay. It's worth it. The has not having the hassle.
Um,
okay.
Author,
Sister Evelyn.
I just wanted to say there was somebody that asked a question. It says, Dreams says, so the large hotel chains lease the land instead of buying land so they don't have to give the 51% business to Tanzanians, and put a question mark.
Okay,
I
so,
can
and I
answer
think
that.
So
they
that's
had
good.
another question for Brother Mac. That's you.
Okay. I was going to say they went through the organization called Tanzania Investment Center, If you have at least 500,000 USD, and that's just not cash, but they count the assets and everything, they'll give you 5 years to come up with that money, but you invest through them, then you as a company, you don't need to have a Tanzania. You will be your own company. You own your own company. So what that person is talking about, they went through the Tanzania Investment Center. So there, again, you don't need to have a Tanzania with 51%. The issue with that for us, a lot of us don't have 500,000 USD. That's the issue with that.
Sitting
But
around.
the larger companies, the larger companies do, and again, it's about them coming together with that 500,000. It's not one Arab or one Indian. It's a group of them that come together to that, and so I, that's how they do it. So
Yes.
if you have that kind of assets, certainly you can go that way.
I heard that
There's some.
retirement.
Exactly. Okay. So I hope that answered. Oh, go ahead, Sister Wanda.
Claude
I
had
was gonna
something to
say I
say.
heard that
Oh,
people who are retired, I heard that they can't get the business. They haven't given them a hard time trying to set up a business if they have a retirement
Yeah,
visa. I don't know if y'all
yeah,
heard. I mean, a retirement permit. I don't know if y'all heard
yeah,
that, but I've heard that before.
yeah. You can't do business
No,
on a retirement. You can't.
what you
You
have to
can't
do,
legally. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
oh, you would have to have to have your working permit along with your retirement, and then you're entitled to do the business.
Uh,
Your retirement visa and
Yes,
working visa, two different things.
yes,
You would
but
have to
you,
give up your retirement visa to do a business. You can't come here on a retirement visa and do business on it. No, you
Okay.
can't do that.
So I actually spoke to a lawyer about that as well, and when we were in Arusha. So he mentioned that you can be listed somehow on the business, but you can't actually be working for your business. And I think
You
everybody
Right.
can't.
have to look at,
You can't do it.
so yeah, maybe what we'll do is I think that's something that'll be a question for a lawyer. And for
Yeah,
the people who have that question, that's something you have to
yeah,
go speak with your lawyer about because they say it's
yeah.
gray areas, but we don't know the gray areas. So I'm not gonna try to answer
You,
that one.
you, you
Dang, I thought Sister Wanda was gonna have. Go ahead, Brother Mac. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying if you could switch from your retirement visa to a business, you can do that. I know a sister right now, she's on a retirement visa and her daughter is here. She wants to do business. So she's gonna have to
Mm,
come off the retirement visa and reapply for the Class A uh, permit. But you can't come here on a retirement visa and do business. I
okay.
mean, you
Now
can not legal. Let me put it like that.
okay. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. So I want to let everybody know, me and my family, we did the Class A permit as well, our visa as well. Um, I don't know what everybody else got. I know some people have retirement, some people have the Class A. I know a lot of people in Tanzania that I met, that got a retirement visa, and most of them, yeah, I mean, they've been here for a few years. Most of them have been here like 2 and 3 years, and they have renewed that visa multiple times. So, for the people who have a question about retirement visa, I don't think it's hard to get. You just need to have the proper documentation to get that. So, if you know you're coming, I would just go ahead and speak with the reputable legal advocate, and then you can get that started. At least get an understanding of what you'll have to have in order to get that. Did y'all notice any other questions that we didn't answer? I know they wanted the contact for
Um,
sixth region. Um,
this person, life in the countryside home, they say, can you open a business and lease the land instead of buying, then build your home on it?
Brother Mac.
Again, through your company, you can you can like what I did. The reason why I did Airbnb is because I built some rooms to rent out, and I also built a home for me to stay in. So your business can provide a home for your directors, because most of the time you're going to be the director of your business. So your business is can build a home for you to live on. That's perfectly legal, if I understood the question.
Okay. I think that was a great answer. No, that was I
Um,
think that explains.
so these are the questions you told people to write in the chat, Arthur. It says, can you buy, what's her name? Safia Let Joseph said, can you buy a few acres of land without having a local be a shareholder?
Yeah, that's
No,
a no.
Exactly. Uh,
Through
not
TIC,
every,
Go ahead.
yeah.
if
Like
you
I
come
said, if
in
you go
as
through,
foreign investment,
yeah,
I
you
think y'all saying the
you
um,
same
can
thing.
the, the company. If you go through TIC, you got the 500,000. Yes, the company can really the company is not buying land. TIC is just giving you the derivatives of the land, but it's the same thing as if you buying it. But you can buy the land through TIC. They just give you the rights to the land. Same thing,
Okay, that's awesome.
99 years.
okay. My husband, brother Greg, said you can do it online, and if you own your own company in the US, you can structure your own letter of retirement. So that is
Okay.
permissible as well.
Okay, awesome.
Awanda said, are the contracts in Swahili or in English?
Mine's is in
In
English. Oh, you the
English,
sales
yeah.
agreement? Yeah, yeah.
They're in English.
They're English,
Um,
yes.
mhm. The Sophia Let lady is asking about how much money did you spend altogether? I think I think that's directed at Brother Mack. About how much money did you
All
spend altogether? I don't know if she meant in the setting up the business process or um, I think for me, I spent maybe, and Greg can correct me if I'm wrong. I think we spent about $3,000, maybe less than that, about $2,000. It's
And
not a
that was
lot.
getting the business established.
yeah.
And getting the business established. It's not a lot
Okay.
because the government fees are only 250,000 to 500,000, something like that. So it's not a
Well,
lot.
your work permit is and your work permit and your residence is the cost, because
It's
that's
expensive,
$450.
So
Just
there's a new option where there are people that are coming that don't want to set up a business. They want to live in Tanzania, but they want to own a property. They want to have their own home, but they don't want to set up a business. And what we have discovered lately is something called an investment. And for instance, a person can set up where you become an investor within their company, and under that investment umbrella, you can um, own a piece of land. Now, if somebody's going to go ahead and do that, you have to be very careful that you have an advocate that is going to work on your behalf to set up the terms and the conditions, because technically what you're doing is you're building a home or starting a farm on somebody else's land, that who somebody
Mm.
else owns the land. So you have to make sure you have an advocate who is going to be there for you, and itemizing, outlining, and securing your investments with the proper paperwork and documentation.
Mm. I think I think you have to go to TRA because I did start the process, but I'm going back down there to get the full understanding because each shareholder supposed to have a certificate to prove that he owned either 1 acre or 10% of the company. So you need your certificate.
Or
So
even 1% of the company.
yes,
You must have a shareholder certificate.
yes, that
And the
mm,
lawyer can conjure that up through the computer and give you a certificate. But you must remember that with that certificate, you have to be paying taxes on it.
yes,
It's going to come back and it's going to backfire um, in the later.
yes.
So that's another way where you can build a home, have a farm, and not have a business.
No, but it's other person company you had to
But you're
follow that.
going under somebody else's company as an investor. You're investing in their company. So that's very, very risky for a lot of us who are coming here with our last dollar that we're pinching our money. We have to make strategic moves so that we know that our money is going to last us for the next 20, 30 years. And for people who have children, you still have your kids that may want to go to college. That may want to, you want to leave something for them. So you don't want to take everything that you have and waste it under somebody investment scheme or scam, however you want to put it.
That's a very good
Mhm.
point. Very good point. So I just want to share something. So in light of everything that's going on the continent of Africa, we know that a lot of our people are moving in droves and have been moving. Like Brother Max, Sister Evelyn, like all of you been saying, we've been moving there. So when I approached Go Black about doing a video just about Tanzania, of course wanted to know what some of the things that I went through, and I let him know like it's people who are not being heard in Tanzania who have been scammed, you know, and it's just almost like this unspoken thing. And what he told me is the same thing he tell everybody, like you have to do your due diligence. And the biggest thing I took away from that conversation, he said no matter how much he warned people, they still blindly go and invest in these companies, and they
Yes,
don't even see any fruits. They don't even see anything that they've done. And they still, like Brother Mac, I'm gonna use you for example, Mr. Clyde, Mr. Maria, I'm gonna use you as an example. Because I was watching your channel, Brother Mac. I seen, when you first started, Mr. Clyde same. I if I did not know better, going to Tanzania, I knew better to look for fruits. Like when my mom and me Pastor Betty, we decided that I was gonna go solo, I was to go and see what I could see about, is it real, is it legitimate, and going to Bagamoyo to Jamaican African Travels, they were the only, I mean, when I tell you the only established anything that I seen out there in that village, and it wasn't even enough light shed on them, because it's like, why are they the best kept secret? And they have a house built, they have a farm established. And I'm gonna go to you, Brother Mac. When I started following your channel, I'm like, why haven't I heard about Brother Mac? Like, he's an elder, he's over here doing business. Like, he literally, the progress that y'all have made in the last, I mean,
Yes.
it gets you so excited, like it gives you hope, like it is
Mhm.
possible for us to do a
yeah,
legitimate business and not go through all these scams with different groups. But like Brother Matt keep mentioning, we have to have an organization that we can lean on, for one, and that we just connect with. And you never know who you're going to connect with. They may give you some valuable information about what you need to do. But the main thing I want to state is like use discernment and like look for the fruits. Like, look at what they're doing. Like Brother Max said with TIC, if in with being a part of an organization, they may have a list of people that have established businesses that we can all go and look at. like go visit. Like Mr. Clyde, is that group coming to your land tomorrow or today?
No,
That was
tomorrow.
tomorrow. Okay,
Tomorrow,
so like,
Monday, we have a group of university students that are going to come and stop by just to see what Claude is doing on the farm.
okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, fam, that's all. That's the
Beautiful,
only spill I was going
beautiful.
on there. I don't know if y'all want to add anything.
I think Wanda's back on here. I don't know if she can talk finally.
Oh, okay. Sister Wanda, do you want to go ahead and take your time?
I'm
I
scared.
know.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
scared to say something because every time I say something, it goes out. But this is a good thing that we're getting together and we're trying to help others. And once I get everything situated on my end with my land, and I share what I know and what I've heard, and continue to help our people.
Exactly. Continue to help our people.
Okay, family, I'm gonna step in for a quick minute. To at least share with you my experience when I went to Tanzania. On my vacation, me and my brother Bobby, we went down for 3 weeks to look at land, to explore, to get to meet the people, to get a good feeling of what it was like to be in Africa. And we even went to Arusha on a hike, a mountain hike that I still owe my son Arthur, some very old fashioned beat downs about that because he was not honest with me about what he didn't know about that whole mountain hike. And I'm
mm,
60 years old. I mean, 60 years young. And I
yeah.
thought we were
Wow.
just going on a peaceful trek, through the grass, through some trees, to see some mahogany trees and, learn about natural toilet paper, that the Maasai tribe use. They don't use toilet paper, to get a feel from the guide, who I didn't like him because he was talking smack about us African Americans. And I'm from the country. I'm from the backwoods of Polk County, Florida, and you don't
My
talk
Lord.
certain type of way about us. You know what I'm saying? So I almost lost, some of the Ruach of the Most High Yahuwah on this Tanzanian African because he didn't know who he was playing with, boy. I'm paying you, man. You're not paying me, I'm paying you. And I deserve some type of respect for my money. Y'all already done took enough money for us. Now I get on the mountain and I got you trying to take money and talking trash, not having it. So, but before that mountain trip was over, I was about to get that African dude my whole wallet because that trek up that mountain just about killed me. I fell in the river, twisted up my ankle. He had to drag me up, push me up the mountain. It was horrible. And boy, when I tell you, I was shedding real tears and prayer. If I had never prayed to Yahweh before in my life, believe me, by the time I got halfway up that mountain, I was begging y'all to fly down with Gabriel and Michael to come and get me. Till my real tears was coming down. I'm not joking with y'all. But at the end, when we finally got down and I seen those three big, beautiful waterfalls and was able to see the creation of how the Most High created all of this, it made me just realize that the land of milk and honey, it really is on the continent of Africa. It really is. It was so beautiful and amazing when I got down there. I forgot about the fight. I forgot about all the pain. Forgot about but as we went to the largest waterfall, it was so beautiful and amazing. Then I'm thanking Yahuwah for this experience. But then after all the hoop wall had ended and all the pictures and videos had ended, he brought it back to my attention. Now, Betty, how you gonna get back up the mountain? I said,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, Abba Father." I asked the guy, do you have 911 here? He said, no. I said, oh, yeah. How am I going to make it? Somebody, please, please help me. So that same guy that I want to fight at the top of the mountain was the same one that I think he saved my life because That trek, some of that trail was so narrow, you almost had to put 1 foot in front of each other like that. You couldn't swerve to the left and you couldn't swerve to the right, or you was gonna fall to your death. And I found out there was nobody that's gonna come retrieve your body. So I'm like, now I can't even die out here. They may not be able to bury my body. So by the grace of the Most High, Yah, family, when I crawled back up that mountain, I was rolling around in the bushes and poison ivy and weeds and everything, about kissing the ground, thanking him. Oh, but I told y'all, I'm telling y'all this story because I really enjoyed my trip to Africa. And one of the other beautiful aspects of my trip to Africa was going to visit Jamaican African farm their Shamba. Claude and Maria showed me and my family, my granddaughters, my brother, showed us an amazing time going over their land just to see how that family used their bare hands, their own resources to build their house. To me, that house that they built on their land by the grace and mercy of the Most High Yahuwah meant more to me than the houses that we live in America, because they have cultivated that land to grow mangoes, papaya, different fruits and vegetables on their land, and to see their where they get their fish from, just to see how they're actually living off the land, right? I'm standing there on their property. So I'm not going by what I hear on this channel and what I hear on that channel, what I heard from that person. No, I'm going by what I saw and witnessed with my own eyes. And with that being said, I'm standing there looking around and ain't nothing else built there. But you have all these people big up it and got these other people on these channels with no fruits of their labor, only their mouth, and out here making videos of other people things and other people growth and other people's blessing, other people's hard work. And they're being allowed to destroy people that are actually on the ground working and striving so hard. And this company has been a blessing to my son and my daughter-in-law and my daughters. They have been a blessing even to me right now. Right now, this family is on the ground working, not just for me, to help build a sustainable community for the diaspora that wants to come to Africa. These people can tell you what ground is good, what ground you could put pineapple, what ground is going to be good for mangoes, how they're recycling old banana skin, corn shucks, how they're recycling old material and using it for fertilizer. But you don't want to follow them. You want to follow a big fancy channel who have not planted nothing but a stick in a bucket of water, and you believe them. You actually believe these people when they get on the video with a bucket of water and a stick and stick it in the ground. And now you got, oh, did you see so-and-so channel? Ridiculous. And a lot of y'all this, y'all that, and don't even have real discernment on what you're even paying attention to. It makes no sense. How are you believing people who plant a stick with a bucket of water? And then they can't even come by and show you if the stick done grow. And you're believing them. You're believing them. It's amazing how you in America don't really know what is really going on the continent, and yet you bigging up that channel, and you don't even know that these people been now 5 years and have not even converted a van into a bed in a shack to live in. They're still renting. Ain't nothing wrong with renting. Don't get me wrong, but when are you gonna wake up and say, "Can you show me the fruits of your labor? Can you show me what you really been doing?" But you got these mega channels in America bigging up these same people who can't grow a mango. And they're not eating off the land. See, we coming from here, from America to there, a lot of us want to be able to eat off the land. We don't really want to have to go to Publix and spend $100 and get 5 items. Down there in Africa, in Tanzania, we can just go shop just fresh from the grove, fresh from there. These people aren't even showing you that you have to be able to feed yourself because there's no jobs for you. Come on, keep it real. Keep it 100. You ain't finna go to Africa and get no job. You better be able to feed yourself, shelter yourself, clothe yourself. African, Jamaican, African channels, those people are working by the sweat of their labor to feed and clothe themselves. They're not going to get no food stamp. Ain't no Section 8. Ain't no, I know y'all don't remember the free cheese and butter and the canned meat in the can line like we do, some of us on this channel. See, we remember, our mom and them going to get that square block of cheese and making
Absolutely.
grilled cheese and getting that butter, making the best pound cakes it is.
100%.
We remember all of that. But
Don't
see, a lot
forget,
of you young
forget
people,
about that powdered milk now.
don't you forget about that powdered milk made the best cornflakes you can eat. Wasn't no frosted flakes with dry cornflakes. Y'all forgetting all of that because you're so Americanized and so used to, oh, I'm hungry. Let me call Uber Eats, Grub Eats, whoever. Let me call them and get me some food order. Y'all too fat. You too fat and waiting on this system to feed you. But it's coming a time. It's coming a time.
Yes, it is.
America is on its end. I just told you that in the beginning. America is on the downside. You'll take your money and go visit Europe. Oh my, why would anybody want to go visit Europe? You'll go visit any European country, any Asian country where they absolutely hate you at and they show you, but you'll take your last dollar to go walk around a bunch of Esau and be happy. But you don't want to take a dollar to go to the continent where your ancestors started from. It makes you silly and delusional. Like I tell the staff at the preschool, you will go invest money in countries that absolutely despise you, but you don't want to take $100 bill and go buy an acre of land on a continent that looks just like you. Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. So what I'm telling you is, family, listen, we have got to start coming together, like Brother Mack said, making a community in a space where we can absolutely go get some help. We are to come together as a people. The Most High Yahuwah is calling us together right now to be a people. Come up out of her, my people. Y'all are delusional. You are delusional. Why not get together with an organization? Go to the continent, at least go visit before you build your entire channel, your entire life on a channel who is lying and not telling you the truth. These people on this panel right now are telling you 100% truth. This is not easy to find. Truth is hard to find. Truth is like a needle in a haystack. In these last days, stop following these big channels. You can save money, go on vacation, spend $2,000-$3,000. Save some of that money and go visit the continent. Just go visit and see. Look at these people on this panel. Try to link up with some of these people. Everybody on this panel need to leave their information in the chat so people can find you and get some truth. Because if we do not put truth out there, every last one of y'all on this channel are doing the community a disservice by not speaking the truth. Speak your truth, family. And with that being said, I thank y'all so much for tolerating me. Thank y'all.
No, not tolerating. It's a blessing. We thank you.
Amen for that one. My goodness.
Listen, you the entertainment, because the word and the entertainment.
I'm the truth. I ain't
Okay,
trying to entertain
the
nobody. I'm
truth.
trying to tell you what
I
it
said
is.
the word now.
All right,
I
then.
said the word too.
All
I
right.
know. Y'all about to get in trouble.
Yeah, you is.
She beat us growing up, just to let y'all know.
Hey. Hey, of course I did.
Okay, fam. Listen, I know the connection is bad. My laptop is going dead, but I have listed Brother Mack's channel, Jamaican African Travels. Y'all, Sister Evelyn doesn't have a channel yet. Maybe one day she'll start putting up some little, words of advice or wisdom. I don't know. She could have a good channel. I can already see it. But she doesn't have a channel, and I don't know if she wants to share her email or not. Um, but I'll leave that up to her. So,
That's
family.
fine.
Okay.
That's not a
So she said
problem.
that's okay. 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 All right. So we'll make sure we share that as well. All right. So I mean, I felt like we did closing remarks already, but if anybody want to close out and any other words of wisdom for our community, you know, the diaspora that's trying to come back from all over the world.
Well, I would like to thank you, Brother Arthur, for putting this together, and for those that's on the channel. We need more brothers and sisters like you that can gather people together to get the information, because that's very important. So I just want to give a shout out to you, my brother.
Thank you, brother Mac. Appreciate that, man. Hey, and hey, listen, and we planning on coming to visit you too. So
Hallelujah.
Yeah, we
Yes.
do.
yeah, we need to
Absolutely.
collab on the video.
Absolutely.
Okay. Anybody else?
We just want to thank Claude and I just want to thank you for having us on the panel. I hope the meat on the bone was um, tasted by our fellow viewers and they got the gist of really what we're trying to say to them. Tanzania is beautiful. Tanzania is a wonderful place to come and settle your family. It's very peaceful and we are loving it. We have had our many challenges, but we're not going back. There's no turning back. And we're here 10 feet in, hunkered down. And if anybody wants to reach out to us for a consultation, it's the Jamaican African Travel. You can Travels channel. You can link us there. And I want to thank Evelyn and Sister Betty and Mr. Mack for being with us today. And thank you, Arthur, and your wife Stephanie.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, I guess for me, closing remarks would be remember, once again, remember your why. You can do it. If all of us did it, you can do it as well. You have a group of people who are willing to support as far as getting you as much information as possible. Thank you, Arthur. I really appreciate you allowing us to be a part of it. Um, it's great being here, but it's not easy. The only thing I can say is that when our family realized that we could not leave a legacy for our children, it became very important for us to go somewhere where we could do that. And we saw that the continent where we originated from, it's possible. So, y'all have a good night. That's all from me.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. I want to thank every last one of you, and I also want to thank everybody who joined. All 51 people. Listen, we small but we mighty, and a lot of people.
Mhm.
I'm gonna just leave a little hint. So, this channel that we don't want to associate ourselves with, and we don't even have to say it. A lot of people want us to say it, but again, we're not giving the enemy a footstool in any of our business. We have no
Absolutely.
affiliation with that group, and we don't plan to have any affiliation with that group because they have the fruits of the flesh, not the spirit. We don't want to be arguing with nobody on YouTube about no drama. We are about business. If you want to email us or have an adult conversation, we can have a Zoom call, we can have a private call. But I feel like what we do, we don't dispute, we don't handle our disputes in a good manner, with a level head, and that's all spiritual. So some people just don't have that spirit about them, and we just don't, the Most High said have no fellowship with them. Okay, once they show you, yeah, you just got to kind of move on because that ship is sailed. So again, check out Sixth Region, link up with Jamaican African Travels, as well as Sister Wanda. Don't want to forget to thank you for trying to join. She also does consultations, and go ahead and follow Brother Mack's YouTube channel. I linked it in the comments, and Jamaican African Travels. And Sister Pastor Betty actually have a channel as well. It's called Betty Yah with 3 Y's and you can find her on YouTube. She got some definitely y'all know she know how to bring a word. So we just got to get some more videos up and out there. But hey, she can bring a word, and y'all have seen her on different channels, Teo Ministries. Y'all seen her on everybody's channel, dropping wisdom. A lot of people love it. They say they love it at the time, but who knows if they're really listening? Use discernment, and that's all I got, y'all. So, um, good night for the people who are going to bed. Good afternoon for the people who are just
Yeah.
starting their afternoon.
Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah.
Good night, family. May the Most High
So,
Yahuwah
good
bless
night.
each and every
All right,
last
y'all.
one of
Until
y'all.
next time,
Good
y'all.
night.
Bye.
Bye.
Gratitude, likes.